this YouTube channel didn't mean anything to anybody for, you know, the first 7 years, 8 years. You know, and now it's got however many million views. But if I could, you know, I could have gave up somewhere in the middle. But I just did it because I loved it.
Sail a paper ship across the old canal. Watch it tread the water with a headline on its bow.
So as the channel grows, you know, there's a lot of opportunity for us to increase the production value. I want to do justice to the songs and to the artists we work with, but there's definitely something to be said about the intimate nature of it, you know. The lights, the camera, the action, it changes the reality. And what I'm there to record is really the reality of it. So if I want to get them being honest with me, there's going to have to be some kind of a trade-off in terms of production value. You know, I can't lug a giant camera in there and record them, you know, and put it in their face and scare them. You know, a lot of these people, they aren't used to that. That's definitely something I think about, is how do we keep this grounded in reality while increasing the quality. And luckily, things keep getting smaller, so it gets easier, all these gizmos and gadgets and whatchamacallit, so we have a lot of opportunity to probably update some of our stuff. You know, there's a lot of content on YouTube. I think there's like 10 light years of content uploaded every 10 seconds. I think what sets ours apart and what people like about it is just that it's not fake, you know, and it's not contrived, and nobody's kind of leading the orchestra. They want to just watch something and know that that person is playing, you know, just playing to them one-on-one. You know, they don't want to think it's like a big production with, you know, all these other people do. That's cool and that's a thing and that's stuff, but we tell stories more than we just get recordings. You know, I'm not worried about recording every artist that I possibly can like a lot of these blogs do. I don't care about content. It's more about the content of the content. I want it to be personal, you know, and I think that's what really sets it apart. I hope that these songs get listened to in 100 years and get more valuable, you know, as a window to what life was really like nowadays. What were these people's homes like, and what kind of songs, and then also with the songwriter selection, a lot of these songwriters that we work with, big labels and radio and all that won't mess with them because there's not as much commercial appeal for a songwriter. And so a lot of people that I record are songwriters, you know, and they're the ones that don't get a lot of play, like Adam Carroll is really well respected, the guy down in Texas who writes the most amazing, beautiful poetry I've ever heard.
He's got papers on his desktop, stacked up in a bunch. Dagwood's worked for decades.
John Davey, I just got done visiting my friend in Marquette, Michigan, writes these songs that just strike me.
Well, I watched my heroes fall, I saw them crumble, one and all.
I hope that their songs get the recognition they deserve through this in a way that's a little different from a lot of those other places that won't give them that platform, you know. And I think that's what people like about it. I think they get to hear things they wouldn't hear otherwise. Not a lot of radio stations will take the risk on somebody who's addicted to heroin or burned every bridge along the way to whatever state they're in at that time. We're just recording the people's songs, and there's more people than just here, so in the future I hope to meet people everywhere and really get to the bottom of it. If I could offer any advice to anybody that's trying to create content like this, or any kind of content, really, any kind of art, it would really be to just focus on the art and kind of leave the other stuff alone, you know. Just do what you're good at, get better at what you're wanting to be good at, and just focus on that. And a lot of self-control is really useful, but that's really hard, isn't it? I don't know, you just got to be manic, I think, is the real deal. You know, create when it strikes you. I think it was said somewhere that some artists can only create when the pain of not creating exceeds the pain of creating. So, you know, you can only create when it hurts so much to not. And I go through those cycles, ups and downs. So, you know, just kind of ride your mania. This YouTube channel didn't mean anything to anybody for, you know, the first 7 years, 8 years. You know, and now it's got however many million views. But if I could, you know, I could have gave up somewhere in the middle. But I just did it because I loved it. And I thought that it was important and that it meant something to somebody. So we just kept doing it. And that's really the greatest advice that I ever got. It's just to persevere, you know.
You gonna settle down? I see your pictures and the question.
Oh, one of my favorite videos I got to do was with an American artist named Matt Heckler. He plays a lot of traditional ballads and Irish music. And we went to Ireland together, and we went everywhere. I mean, we drove around that whole dang little green country, and we went to the cliffs of Moher. The most amazing experience I've had doing this was walking into a little pub, a little dusty pub in Ireland. And me and Matt were drinking in the back of the pub, and all of a sudden, somebody just starts singing, a cappella, and all the guys around them are all shh, 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 shh. And it's this group of old guys, you know, pensioners they call them there, old, you know, gray hair, and the guy just starts singing, ah, jingle, jangle, the old triangle went jingle, jangle along the banks of the Royal Canal. Something like that, you know, the Black Triangle, the Old Triangle, that's the name of the song. We were listening for a little while until we kind of got drawn into it. And we walked up there and we started asking him, you know, what's going on here? And he said, well, it's a funeral. The way that they mourn is they all go in together and they sing songs. And the best part about it is, after a little while, they just asked us to join in. You know, didn't know who we were, didn't know we played music, didn't know anything. It's just, that's just how they are, you know, and how music brings people together. And so they said, oh, well, you sing one, you sing one. And I said, no, you don't want me to sing one. And then they kept insisting, and I finally sung one, and they all loved it, of course. And Matt sung one. He breaks out the fiddle, and everybody has just had an amazing night. We didn't have the music. We wouldn't have much in common, I guess, although maybe we have more than we realized. But they were all fishermen, you know. Somebody had fallen off a boat or something and drowned, and they're in the middle of their own little funeral, and they just invited us in to come sing. And it's things like that I really love to get out there and experience.
I've got dirt in me nails and in my teeth, but note in me pockets or in me cup. It's a dark road I'm a-going back down. Perhaps I'll never come back up. It's fare thee well to you, my love. I am returning from where I came, so forget you ever knew me, love. I won't be coming back again.